Alright, so we've learned our first chord. You know, we've kind of messed around with the pick, holding the guitar, some open string stuff, and then finally our first open chord, E minor. So we're going to add a new one, and this chord is called A major, and it's a happier sounding chord. And it's also probably the second easiest of these chords to learn, so I like to teach this one next. It also sounds really good combined with that first chord, E minor. E minor and A major sound good together when you strum them. You know, they sound related. So you could even write your first song with these two chords. So let me show you how to do it. I like it because it uses this little shape from E minor. So our target note for A major, this new chord, is still going to be our index finger, and it's going to be, instead of here for E minor, when we think A major, or also just known as an A chord, we want to think this note. The D string on the second fret is the starting point for A major. Now, the middle finger goes right behind that, just like E minor. But now we want to add our ring finger to the second fret of the B string right here. So they kind of have to squunch in together, our fingers, to get the shape. Boom, boom, boom. And then the other thing to keep in mind, this particular chord, we actually, if we can, and it's okay if you can in the beginning, but if we can, not strum this E string right here. So in other words, for the A major chord, we actually want to start the strum on the second string down and play all of those. So some of the things we did, we want to, pretend like our hand's frozen, and take the chord off and keep the shape, and then put it back on. And also, if you can, go back to E minor and strum that. And then bring it back over here and strum the new chord. Okay, just get a little more comfortable with these first two chords, A major and E minor. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of play our first little made-up song. We're going to take that E minor chord and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So check that out. We're going to go down, 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 up, down, up. And then we're going to do that again. Down, 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 up, down, up. And then we're going to do that exact same pattern on the A major chord. Down, 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 up, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, up. And when we put them all together, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, here we go. And don't be afraid to go as slow as you can. And it's going to take take some time, it'll take a little practice to switch those two chords, but just remember, boom, those are the same. And you tuck that one under. Another trick in music, even though that was just like our first simple little song, chords tend to end or feel complete with the first chord of the progression. So that first chord tends to be called the root or the tonic, or the tonal center or home base or the key of the song, if any of those terms sound familiar to you. And you'll learn more about that along your journey. But we've got E minor and we've got A major, and any of the exercises we've done prior we can experiment with, to add a little diversity to what we're learning. In other words, you could take that E minor chord and you could pick the strings like we were doing. Try and when you pick all the notes of a chord like that, that's called an arpeggio. It's a fancy term. But also it'll, as you could hear some of the buzzing, it'll show you what fingers are not being properly pressed down on. So you now have two chords out of really only a handful to play millions of your favorite songs. So get comfortable with the E minor, get comfortable with the A major, get comfortable with the guitar in your hands, what it feels like to strum, hopefully with a flimsy pick, and just, start making a little music. And then when you're ready, you're going to watch the next module, and we're going to learn the next chord. And you're going to start cooking, all right? So we'll see you there.